Let's see here.
Yo. Oops. What's good, y'all? Happy Thursday. Welcome back to the Boxem office hours here. If you guys are watching on the replay, make sure you check it out. Boxem.com/join. Best way to make shipments, all that kind of stuff. We're also be hanging here for 30 minutes or so. And let us know what questions you got, whether it is about Amazon, Boxem, or whatever you're running into. We're excited to jump into it. It's good to see a lot of you guys on the free class last night as well. Great vibes last night. We were sharing value for like 2.5 hours, went a little longer than normal last night too. Yes, that was a blast. So yeah, let us know who we got in the chat here. Be answering questions. Be a good time.
Oh, just lost Warner. What happened there? Good to have you back, family. Good to have you.
Yeah, tab closed today too. Sweet. If you guys are doing some last minute Q4 prep as well, make sure you're getting those. I'd say like those last minute FBA shipments in the next day or two, and then pretty quick here you want to shift everything to FBM listing, just because it'll take a little bit to get that all checked in. So yeah, you can do all that FBM with Boxem there as well. So make sure you're listing all that kind of stuff there, so you got all the profit numbers and all that correct. And yeah, you guys are quiet today. Let us know who we got in chat today.
Oh yeah, sounds good. Let's see, we got a little action. Got TikTok going here too. What up, Thomas? Let's see, Chris, finger red #1. That's a W right there. Just started OA, did a little bit of RA last month, 30 days ago, 300 rev with RA so far. Been looking for online, found a product, but didn't pull the trigger because of 50-cent margin. Yeah, okay, so that makes perfect sense, right? So you want to, like, with OA, with RA, you find stuff good. With OA, you make stuff good, right? So with OA, typically it's not that you're not finding the right items. Typically, you just don't yet, which is fine, right? Know the tips and tricks required to make that stuff good. So, right, the coupon codes, discounted gift cards, the holiday sales, etc. With that's completely normal. What's up, Alex? Here. Let's see, Ron from last night.
Good work on that first 500 though. Good work there, Chris.
What could be the reason here? Okay, cool. So very super cool guy, has 10 ASINs live, but still no sales. What could be the reasoning on that? So it is most likely that you don't yet have featured offered eligible on your account. So what you want to do for that is do not go on Amazon Seller Central. Instead, go on the Amazon Seller app and click into the pricing page on a product, and you'll see whether or not you're featured offered eligible. Typically, as a beginner, it takes till you have like 10 to 15 ASINs live and your shipping template set up correctly to get that. Yeah,
you can try selling on some buy box suppressed listings too.
That's a good point too. Very good point.
It takes like a couple sales for Amazon to start trusting your account.
Yeah. How do you approach suppressed listings? Yeah, so suppressed listings basically means like no buy box, and that is totally fine, honestly. Like not a problem at all, honestly. Like that's not bad. Like listings without a buy box should not be an automatic disqualifier.
Yep. Is it bad to buy a product that has one seller on it? It can be. Just check and see if like that single product has like the same seller on a ton of their listings, or if that one seller is the brand itself. That's probably like a controlled listing of some kind. But there's plenty of good products that only have one seller. It's just not many people have kind of discovered it yet.
Yep. Is it bad to buy a product that did we just do that one?
Yeah.
One seller on it. Cool. All right, sweet. I'm going to miss FBM this year because I have a different job and I'm away for 13 hours for it. Interesting. Okay, cool. So one thing you could go ahead and do is do FBM on the weekends, for example, on that. Let's see. Does a steady dropping off count mean people are selling out? In almost every case, yeah. Exactly, right? So that's a really, really good point, that if you see a Keepa chart that's like super flat and blocky, typically it means that item isn't selling super well, right? But if it's like nicely moving, especially if it's trending down and you're seeing good movement, that means people are selling out on that listing and restocking, which is the ideal product.
Yep. What's the revenue goal this quarter? Shooting for, the whole quarter, I'm not sure, but December, I'm shooting for at least 400. Should be around 500.
400, 500 ball. That's what's up.
Yep.
Right there is expiration date in Boxem Fix. It should be, yeah. Hey, Miles, got a lot of good info from the live last night from you and Warner. Appreciate you. Yeah, Queen K, get after it on that. I remember seeing you in there as well. And yeah, any way we can help, let us know here.
What's up, Sandri? Said no move in the purple line means don't buy. Correct. Can be like it is like one of those signs that means it. Maybe certain sellers hogging a lot of the sales just because they're not having to change the price. But it's not always the case. Like it might just not be too many people competing, and they're all playing ball and staying at the same price. So if you see like at least a few third-party sellers on it, I would still rip that.
Yep. Why does it seem like OA caps out at 1 to 3 mil a year? You need to get into wholesale to break that pass. Yeah, because with OA, you're like, and once again, if you currently make under like 200 to 500 grand a year profit, like just as a human being, you shouldn't be worried about that at all because you'll naturally get into wholesale when the time comes. OA wise, but order cancels become the bottleneck for OA at scale. In most cases, right there, and it's just the skill set. Like if you only have, $2,000 in the bank account and you don't have a ton of business experience, it doesn't really make sense for you to go and do business like wholesale where you're going to be competing against people with really, really deep pockets, right? In that wholesale, one of the main competitive advantages is logistical experience and having a shitload of capital, right? And with OA, your, advantage is like a lot of like skill based, for example, right? So yeah, you're completely right in that's where it caps out. We do know people that do significantly more than that, but in my personal opinion, I think you should, do wholesale too.
Yeah, we know like 8-figure a year, like
OARA
OARA sellers, that kind of thing. But yeah, like 2 or 3 million, and then you just kind of naturally stumble into a lot of opportunity there. Planning to take your boxes for shipment to UPS today? Is it still okay to FBA? Yeah, absolutely. Especially if you are getting them out today. You can also schedule a pickup on those, so you don't have to like drive them to UPS yourself.
Facts too.
Do the UPS website.
That's 100% correct right there. Is eBay to Amazon a good way? It works. I'm personally not a fan of it. I think you can get some account health issues with eBay not with Amazon not seeing eBay receipts as legit. Where to get cheap boxes? Walmart and Uline. But really, like Home Depot is going to be very similar, for example, too. You just got to make sure if you're doing FBM orders that there's no branding on it.
Yep. Oh. Yeah, if you're like massively at scale, there's probably like some local box companies, but I doubt any of you guys are at that stage yet. You can buy like pallets at a time, that kind of thing.
Yep. I made 6 sale today. I'm super excited. Let's go, Kathy. That's what I'm talking about. That's a good point. Uline shipping is very expensive. Buy during the free shipping days or pick them up locally if they have a location close to you, or just negotiate it, which not that you'll of course be able to do that, but some people have. Yeah.
Are you doing minimal split shipments or are you doing Amazon optimized? Yeah, Lou. So for me, I think it makes a lot of sense to do Amazon optimized if you're making larger shipments, because you're probably going to have a few splits anyway. If you're doing like sub 200 unit shipments pretty often, I would do partial splits. Sometimes the placement or the bare minimum is good if you're doing a really small shipment.
Yep. Ungated as well. Sounds good. The buy box is magic. That's a fact. I just tweeted that. Can you talk more about featured offered eligibility? Isn't just matching the buy box? Yeah, Amazon wants to make sure our account's legit. It's kind of a weird thing that's kind of hard to explain, basically. But once you get featured offered eligible on most things, 99% of people will get it on all things. It just typically takes 10 to 20 ASINs, for example, and your handling time, your shipping template set up correctly. Yeah, the right way. Yeah.
Oh yeah. What's your advice with no buy box? They have good sales per month. Just make sure it has a good history of selling without a buy box. The only time it's a problem is if you check that line on SellRamp and the buy box line went away like a week ago. Then a lot of times the sales volume will decrease pretty good. But as long as it's consistent, then yeah, I would rip it.
Yeah. When buying from Amazon and selling back on Amazon, do you have gated issues? Nah, as long as you're buying from Amazon themselves. Yeah. Like that. Imagine Amazon not trusting themselves for ungating,
Yeah, it says like in the ungating app too. Like you can use specifically points out you can use an Amazon invoice, which for a while it was like no one really knew for sure if you were supposed to do that, and then they put it straight in the application. It's like, all right, they're cool with that.
Yep. Charge cards are good because you can spend more on it. Yeah. Bought 50 from Amazon on 2 procs and they still denied me. Yes, getting declined is completely normal, and it's typically going to happen about 5 to 10 times per brand. So you just got to keep resubmitting and provide more and more info about the purchases as you get them. Yeah.
Nope. Doesn't lie to buy more than 5. You can combine multiple invoices if you're talking about ungating. Yeah. Technically, you could do one invoice per unit and submit a whole bunch. Obviously, Amazon might not like that as much, but it is allowed if you look at like the wording. What ROI per item should you be looking for starting OA? What's too low? What's not worth it? Yeah, Chris. So bare minimum like 25% if it's like a super low return item, it's consistent pricing, that kind of thing. Up to like 45, maybe 50% if it's like a high return. Maybe there's some risk that the price might go down, that kind of thing. Yeah, hopefully that kind of makes sense. General rule of thumb is like 35 and above is pretty good.
Yep. Which brand do you recommend Ion Gate for beginners? Whatever you find profitably, but if you want to test out some AutoOne gates real quick, go plug in Stafford, Athletic Works, and 32 Degrees, and there's a good chance all three of those work on your account. Yeah.
Yeah. I also on my YouTube channel today, I posted a whole video just sourcing some AutoOne gated products for Z. Yeah. So after you hop off the stream, go check that one out if you're trying to see some AutoOne gated brands.
100%. Go peep that right there.
What do you do when they say stop offline? I'll just make a new case. Yeah, make a new case and rename the file. Just like add today's date at the end of it so that it looks like a new file.
Yep. How do you find good wholesalers? The easiest place to start is Google. Honestly, if you're asking that question, though, you're probably not ready to do wholesale, and you'd probably be better off doing a lot of online arbitrage. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll make sense to you once you're ready to jump into some wholesale. Local suppliers are typically the best way to go there too. Start reaching out to some of the brands that you find on those OA products. That's why it's a good kind of a thing to get you into the wholesale space a little bit as well.
100% right there. 45. Yeah. So 45% plus ROI. Yeah. Margin is like almost statistically impossible the way Amazon fees work to get margins that high.
You'd have to be getting like almost free inventory, I think, right? Basically.
Yeah.
Do you have any vids that deep dive into Keepa charts? Yeah, Domino. Just search like Keepa tutorial. Will probably be one of the first ones to pop up there.
Yep. Avoid placement fees. Anything telling you can avoid placement fees, as far as we're concerned, is putting your account at risk. So we're definitely not going to recommend. But probably need to slowly increase. Exactly, man. Yeah, but like if it's a vitamin product or a grocery product, for example, where there's not really returns on it, or there's formally no returns in it, for example, a lot of edible stuff. You can go lower, especially if the price is stable. With the peak rate kind of crazy though, but stuff's also selling a lot more expensive though, right? So you can edit that too.
Yeah. You knew you want to do arbitrage. You found some good products to buy at Walmart/Target. They only have a maximum of 2 to 3 of that product. So you can probably place multiple orders, Carlos. They're probably just limiting like how many you can buy at a time, which would be kind of common. Especially on like Black Friday sales that are really good. They might limit it to 5 or 10 units at a time. You can just place multiple orders on that. Yeah, a lot of times like if they're limiting quantity, it's because they know the price is really good. There'll be a lot of profit on it.
Yeah, Boxem for all that stuff. Yeah, Boxem's gonna handle all that stuff. And we're in Boxem office hours right now, so if y'all haven't tried out Boxem completely free for 2 weeks, y'all should go ahead and do that as well. And any questions you guys got, y'all let us know. We got like 3 weeks before the best time of the year gets started. So any questions y'all got, please fire away. We would love to help.
Absolutely. Yep. In case any of you guys are unfamiliar, Boxem is the best way to like send your shipments. You can list FBM inventory, track all your profit. Lots more cool stuff coming, like lots of basic analytics and basically everything you need to do after you have profitable products you can do with Boxem.
That's facts. Thanks for your answers, White Repricer. Yeah, BQ is good. There's a bunch of good repricers though. If you can check out my YouTube tutorial on that. Does Boxem work in the UK? It does not. It is a US only tool right now. Does Boxem speed up FC transfer process? No. Yeah, that would be like a crazy loop if that was possible, but not.
Yeah, you can. You'll generally make sales a couple days faster on the 2D barcodes though. So you will have a little bit of speed advantage with Boxem, but unfortunately, no magic bullet to get things transferred around at Amazon when they're doing FC transfers.
That would be sick, though.
Yeah.
I'm starting out, and I spend 2 hours every day going to store and scanning each item, but can't find nothing. Is online arbitrage better chance to find, or am I blind? So it's not necessarily that you're blind. You're just not like either scanning big name brand stuff, or you just don't know the discounts that exist for that retailer. So you might be going to that store all the time, and if you ask one of the employees, they might have a 20% code for it. It's honestly pretty similar with online arbitrage, right? So yeah, you're missing the discounts required to make that stuff good. It's almost certainly the case. You might also be counting sales tax twice in your seller amp profit calculator too, as well.
Or if you're,
so it's significantly quicker to list stuff with Boxem. Yeah.
Or if you're Pedro, if you're like scanning like aisles at Walmart or Target, that kind of thing, you're probably also not going to find too much. You want to look at like discount stores, clearance.
Yeah.
Usually retail arbitrage is just a matter of being the person willing to go scan stuff at the store, and it's fairly straightforward from there. OA is much more of like a skill. You got to learn the strategies for it.
Yep. For FBA, should you list or send items to Amazon right after you list or right after receiving a sale? No. So yeah, you can't sell something without shipping it to FBA if it's an FBA order. FBM, merchant fulfilled, that's when you just go ahead and list stuff and then ship to the customer when it sells. So FBA, you list, then ship, then it sells. FBM, you list, it sells, then you ship. Right there. That was also like I'm proud of myself for breaking that down so simply right there too. But yeah. Everything cashmere. Any questions y'all got? Please let us know.
Dominic said, "Thanks for the free class last night. It was awesome working on ungating today. Glad to help. Hopefully you get that opportunity unlocked today.
Yeah, get some product listed too, buddy, as well.
Awesome.
Right, getting you at the perfect time, man. Whatever questions y'all got, you let us know. See what's up, devs.
What does it mean? You send a shipment, tells you you're not eligible to send an item with a certain shipment. You're probably gated in that product. I'm not sure what you mean about like paying extra, unless you're like opted into like a minimal placement or like inventory placement on the back end. Just look at your shipping settings, I would say.
Yep. Inventory age, 180 plus dealer mids. Yeah, lower it way before then, honestly. It should typically be lowered around like the 30 to 45 day mark. Right there. Good question here from Ashir or Shar. Any good OA sites to source from throughout Q4? So when you're a beginner seller, don't look for places to source, look for products to source, right? And that doesn't necessarily mean that literally doesn't mean at all. Go to Target, right? And then just check everything on Amazon. Instead, use Warner Nice videos. Warner posted an auto ungate video today. Go on there and storefront stock off those items. So use SellerAmp to look inside the storefronts of other sellers to see what else they're carrying, right? And that's going to make it significantly easier to get rock and rolling with that. Yeah.
Yep. You can like print all your labels and stuff, Filipino, but not sure what you'd need the accounts linked for.
Yeah. Don't tempt us though on some of those. So you might be fantasizing about stuff. We're fantasizing about a lot of stuff too with Boxem as well. What wholesaler can you buy from online? So we don't talk about wholesale much, right? Online arbitrage is our neck of the woods. There's a 6-hour free course in the bio you should check out there too. Yeah.
Yep. Is there an easy way to save sellers' storefronts? You could like bookmark it. Or make like a Google sheet of certain storefronts, maybe categorized by like what niche or brand that storefront's heavy in. There's probably a lot of fun stuff you could do there. That would probably actually be a really good thing to do. If you're digging through like a certain brand and you keep seeing the same storefronts, and then you know where they're getting it cheap, like say a Black Friday sale rolls around, you got a big list of storefronts that sell a lot of that brand. It'd probably be a pretty good way to source.
I just hit my first 10K month basically straight off RA and FBM. Any tips to scale? Yeah, man. So either get more profit out of where you're currently sourcing products or find the adjacent opportunities like similar retail stores or those retail stores online sites, right? And so also try to find some of your retail arbitrage products via online arbitrage as well, man. But that's kick ass, man, too. And then also another really good idea is to be active on social media and document your journey, which is going to bring cool sellers into your life. And that's only going to, provide further opportunity for you, man. But really, really solid first month there. Keep it up.
Especially since you're clearly serious. Like, get around other people who are serious. That'll be the biggest thing. You just need to be able to bounce ideas and that kind of thing. That's awesome. The 10K first month is what a lot of very, very highly scaled Amazon sellers kind of started out with, just kind of based on how quick things clicked for them, basically.
Do we ungate first, then buy the product, or buy the deal, then get ungated? Yeah, buy the deal, then get ungated. Like you want to be finding stuff that's profitable, Yeah.
Can you send one of the same ASIN to Amazon FBA at a time? No, you could send as many as you want of that ASIN, unless I'm misunderstanding the question. But Chris, go on the Boxem YouTube channel, watch the how to create a shipment guide. I think that'll be pretty helpful for you. Asking about like what boxes should look like, that kind of thing. Yeah. Do you have suggestions for wholesale products? Anything that people buy at OA might also make a good wholesale product, like basically, yeah, anything's gonna be a good wholesale product. Just it's more a game of what suppliers will sell it to you rather than certain products. Don't get too hung up on like what products to buy. It's all just data. It's all just, and in wholesale, it's about building relationships with people who can sell you good data, basically.
Yep. Is it possible to ungate in restricted items? Not currently, no. Yeah, I mean, theoretically they might unrestricted, but not, yeah. Yep. Yeah, just ask the questions in here, Chris. Or sorry, Carlos. Yeah, we got you, man. And the key is if you ask the question here too, it helps everyone else in the stream too. So feel free to ask us the questions in here.
Oh yeah. Absolutely, Chris. Yeah, keep running that up. Keep running that up. You can do at least another couple thousand in profit since you got started. You know what you're doing. At least the basics. Yeah, if you're really getting after it, you can impress yourself for the rest of the year for sure. Do you recommend doing a short reel on social about your journeys? Tell your short story. Yeah, absolutely, Sandra. So go on. Yeah. That's what we both did. We were just like literally 5 or 6 years ago. If you really scrolled all the way back on socials, be a lot of scrolling at this point. But you'll see us like hey, I picked up some books today. Here's what I was working on today.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're literally just showing people that you're serious about it. Don't overthink that kind of thing. Yeah. And then the key is making sure that you're also reaching out to other people that you're like, oh, she seems like she's got good vibes, or I like the way he's talking about it, that kind of thing. We're at similar sales levels. Let me see if we want to work together, right? And since you guys are both, showing people that you're serious, there's a good shot that they will.
Yep. And it costs you no money too. Yep. I'm in Florida and started 2 months ago. I've done 3K in sales. Is there any benefit to an LLC? And if so, how can it? Yeah. So we're not like lawyers or anything like that, but if you have any like personal assets, it can be a good way to kind of separate those, but please do your own research on that, Carlos, and everything. But, or sorry, Steven, y'all both had the green profile pic. My bad. Shout out. Yeah, sure. Shout out DH right there. Yeah. So we don't do any DHL for shipping. Yeah, just UPS and USPS for the most part on like 99% of stuff.
Omar said you've been hitting 1K weeks now. I remember when you're hyped for your first 1K month. Just wait till those 1K days are coming soon, Omar. Yeah, start stocking up on a lot of your best stuff. Like this is the time of year to hit those milestones that you thought were crazy when you first started. I'm supposed to buy products before ungating. Well, yeah, you have to like use the invoice, right? So find something profitable and then use that invoice to ungate.
Yep. Stocking up with the RA, hell yeah.
Love it.
Would you say using Keep a Proc Finder to source for listings with no BSR is an effective way to source? If you're asking that, don't worry about stuff that doesn't have a sales rank right now. There's going to be easier bread, faster selling bread hanging out that does have a sales rank and a good one at that. But there are totally fast selling listings that move well. Yeah, or that don't have a sales rank, for example. Any advice on how to get items for Q4? Yeah, man, just hit the link in bio. There's a 6-hour free course you should watch. The exact product sourcing methods you see in those videos, which is predominantly going to be storefront stocking if you're a beginner. Yeah.
Yeah. Can you start sourcing for Valentine's now? It's maybe a little early. I would Q4, I would get through Christmas Q4. First. Yeah. Plus a lot of the Valentine stuff, you can't even buy it yet.
Yeah. How's your experience with Amazon loans? I've used them in the past. Yeah.
What do you think about Section 3 going? That's like a consistent thing, Lola. You want that to be a thing because 2 or 3 years ago there was very little like security for who was selling what on Amazon. So a bunch of like counterfeit sellers kind of flooded the market, and during like 2 or 3 Decembers ago, everyone's profit was lower because there's literally just fake stuff on Amazon. So Section 3's got rid of a lot of that, and then profit got a lot higher after that happened. And as long as you're not the one selling counterfeit stuff, you're good. You just submit your receipts, invoices from wherever, Walmart, Target, your wholesaler, whatever it is.
Having a hard time finding a profitable product. I'm finding more negative products than positive. Yeah. So if you're finding stuff like with like a negative max cost, for example, just disregard stuff that's under $10 right now, right? And then you're never going to see max cost there. Most of the products you look at aren't going to be profitable though. And you don't find stuff profitable, you make it profitable, right? So like, I've scanned like, tens or I guess hundreds of thousands of products on my selling up account, right? And it becomes very, very profitable as you find more and more stuff good, right? And the way you do that is you don't really find it good. You make it good using discounted gift cards and coupon codes and Capital One Shopping and coupon birds for the coupon codes to actually from the free extensions right there, and using a tax exempt permit if the retailer takes it, and just all these little tips and tricks that lower your buy cost and make life a lot easier.
Just say if an item is good in every way but doesn't list a BSR, it's okay to purchase. Yeah, Sandra. Sometimes like Amazon will just like have a weird time reporting the data. There's a lot of data moving around, so sometimes stuff gets weird. As long as you go in there and you see like new seller counts going up and down, like you see all the other classic signs that stuff is selling. The price is jumping around to different sellers. If there's no no BSR, then you can still usually make a good amount of sales on that.
Yep. Card Bear and Top Cash back for discounted gift cards. Man, that's a very good question from you, Chris, there.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
How complicated is it to sell expensive products? I would not, Carlos, just because especially with like expensive products, there's some weird stuff that goes down with customers.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to like keep track all the
serial numbers. Like you see the storefronts that like do it, they'll be it's like it's a whole weird thing. There's too much low hanging fruit and stuff that people might not try to not try to be legit with you. Buy a Rolex, return you a Casio or something, and take the fault.
Are you bound to get counterfeit violations if you can't find their receipt? No, in fact, if you can't find their receipt, you're like you're just as not likely to get a counterfeit claim. For example, it's beating the counterfeit claim, right? So always make sure you keep track of the receipts. Worst comes to worst, you could always just go buy it again, for example, too. Is blockiness also a bad sign for the perfect line or only offer count? Yeah, no. I mean, you're not even really worried about the purple line. You're worried about the offer count movement, right? And then the buy box price and the sales rank. So the top chart, pink buy box, green sales rank, bottom chart, purple. I believe it's purple for the offer count movement. Yeah.
Yeah, if you're talking about like the buy box price, you see it jumping around and that kind of stuff. That's good. You'd rather see that than it be completely.
Oh
flat.
yeah, exactly.
So thoughts on overseas VAs sourcing products? It's a good idea, but based on the putting VA agents, I do like the terminology, but you're probably not quite at the point where I'm spending great money on my own. 20 or 30 grand a month. That's what I was spending when I started hiring people for my business. You probably don't know how to train them, show them, your favorite places to source where you're having a really easy time spending money so they can do the same thing. Like once you know how to train someone, you're good at it, then yeah, it's a great idea.
Yep. Nike's blocked for new sellers currently as of about 7-8 months ago. Yeah.
Yep. Luckily there's still a couple thousand, probably a lot more than that. Good brands you can sell.
Oh yeah.
Do your VAs use storefront stock? Yeah, all the time. Yeah. Just a really easy way to find some opportunity based on sales you're looking at.
Oh yeah. Be cool right there, free pricing. Yeah. And they already received it. I'm kind of excited to see how long it will take. Let's get it. Yeah, it should be pretty quick there. Lala right there. And shout out to you for using Boxem as well. So we'll be on a couple more minutes, y'all. So any questions you guys got for us, please let us know.
Awesome. Yeah, Lola's seeing though the check-in times that you get with those Boxem 2D barcodes. So make sure you guys try it out for free if you want to get a little bit of a cash flow boost and save a ton of time when you're making shipments and all that kind of stuff.
Yep. Yeah, Carlos, we got you, man. We got you. Appreciate you right here. Yeah, every Thursday, 4 p.m. Eastern, we got Boxem office hours.
On average, how long does it take when you start selling? Not sure what you mean. Like if you're talking about like making sales and stuff, you can usually make your first sales within a couple of weeks of opening the account, as long as you're going out and actually buying stuff.
Yep. Right there. Yeah, exactly. That's what you do. I just started. I'm on track for 2K my first month. Is that good? Yeah, that's way better than my first month, Joe. So yeah, and you're in the right place. Any questions?
Yeah, my first month was like $100 or something. It's like some old.
My second month was like
old books. Yeah,
1,800 or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a lot less like a lot less community when we were getting going. So like you didn't kind of realize how much people were crushing it back in the day. A lot more of the like the comparison game these days, I think. Customer returned the wrong item to you, then sent the correct item back. If they return the wrong item to you, you can file a safety claim, Omar, and it's basically like anti-fraud when customers are trying to pull a fast one on you.
Yeah. Yeah, you need like 1 to 3K to start with. And if you're watching on TikTok, you can check the bio for a little 6-hour free course. There's a full budget breakdown in there. Sales got you. You guys are a dynamic duo. Appreciate you, Domino. Right there. Don't necessarily avoid listings that Amazon's on. Avoid it if the offer count is like really blocky, meaning Amazon has the whole buy box of it's like right. But if it's like that can totally be cool. right? And that would be a sign that Amazon is sharing the buy box, for example.
Oh,
Cool.
yeah. What up, Travis?
Appreciate you guys.
Good
man.
to see you, man.
Cool. I appreciate everyone tapping in for another edition of the Boxem Office Hours. Check out Warner's YouTube channel. Check out mine for more free content. The Boxem page is on social media. And as always, if you haven't yet given Boxem a try, you can do so for 2 weeks completely free on our website, boxem.com. Talk to you guys soon.
Good vibes. Y'all have a great rest of your day.
Be great. Be great.